Diaz will sign a new contract for Liverpool. We're not sure. We spoke about it a little bit earlier on, and I guess I can speak about it again now. Right, so look, there was a little bit of news earlier on about the Luis Diaz situation, and it basically came from Pepe Sierra, who was one of the people who let us know first about Liverpool's interest in Diaz, and obviously was on the money with regards to what he was saying. Diaz came to Liverpool when Spurs were pushing hard to sign him when he was at Porto. Liverpool went in quickly and got the deal done. But in recent times, of course, a lot of us have been talking about the possibility of Diaz departing Liverpool. You know, his dad has come out on a couple of occasions speaking about the fact that he and his son would love him to go and play in Spain. Barcelona dreams have been laid out by his dad as well. But Barcelona quite simply just don't have the money to come in and pay what Liverpool would want for Diaz. Barcelona have huge financial problems that they need to resolve, and putting up £75 million, which is the number that Liverpool apparently would want for Diaz, doesn't seem to be in their future. This video is sponsored by Surfshark, the best VPN on the market. Surfshark is an app or browser extension that allows you to change your location to access websites in other countries and keep you safe and secure from hackers. Using Surfshark, we here in Ireland can access other countries' Netflix libraries or other streaming platforms like DAZN in Spain for all those important Premier League games. Surfshark keeps you safe and private by protecting everything you do online. Everything. When your device connects to the internet, all that information is, in a way, blurred out. Surfshark is particularly useful for keeping you safe from being hacked if you use public Wi-Fi. Let's say you're in a cafe, you're at college, you're out and about, they've got you covered. Surfshark allows you to use one subscription on unlimited devices, meaning you can share your account with friends or family or that neighbour who's a little bit cheap. On top of all of this, Surfshark offers a 30-day money-back guarantee. You can also upgrade to Surfshark One, which includes the VPN, an alert system for breaches related to your data, such as emails and credit cards, and an antivirus software for your desktop. Our sign-up offer gives you Surfshark VPN for a little over €2 a month, and you'll get an additional 3 months free. Simply scan the QR code on screen right now or use the link in the description and enter the code Anfield Agenda at checkout. So then the next conversation that came around was that Paris Saint-Germain were looking at Luis Diaz as a possible replacement for Kylian Mbappe. But my question there was, that doesn't make sense from the player's perspective. Yes, maybe if he goes over to Paris, PSG could afford to pay him more money than Liverpool will be paying him. But if you're looking for a step up in football, if you're looking to go and keep playing at the highest level, yes, PSG will be in the Champions League. But I would argue you've got a better chance of winning that Champions League if you stayed at Liverpool. Certainly, I think the Premier League is a more competitive league and a better league to be a part of. So that was strange. But then we had this news that came out to say that Liverpool are considering making a new offer to Diaz this summer, and that Diaz would be receptive to it. He loves being at Liverpool, but he would like to renew if he receives an important offer, was how it was worded. But of course, an important offer means a pay rise. And I don't mind the idea of him getting a pay rise, because he's, 27, 28 now, getting into his prime. And I'm okay with that. I said previously that I wouldn't like Mohamed Salah to have a pay rise because I don't think he's going to get any better. I think he will either stay at the same level or drop off a little bit. So with Diaz, I'd have no issue. But the problem that we need to address, I guess, is not so much what we want, but what's going to work in the future for the team. You know, if Ruben Amorim does come in and if he plays in the 3-4-3 system, well, do we have a need for the amount of wingers we currently have at the club? You can make an argument no, but of course you could probably make another argument to say that Diaz in particular could be assimilated into a different position. I don't really see him as a wing back, but I'd never say that he couldn't be utilised elsewhere. I really like Lucho, I do. Sometimes I think he's a little bit wasteful in possession, but all in all, he gives you 100%. And when he's fit and he's at it, there are few players like him to get you up off your seat. So for me, I wouldn't mind him staying at the club at all. I really have no want for him to leave. Certainly other Liverpool fans seem to be a little bit different on this one. There's been a lot of conversation about cashing in, but there's only so much change you want to go through in any one period, right? And if you look at the Jurgen Klopp situation right now, that's a huge change. We've changed sporting directors. We've put Michael Edwards back in charge of all of FSG's football operations. We're going to bring in a new coach. We've brought through young players this year. We've overhauled the midfield last year. You need some continuity at a football club as well. And it looks like Mohamed Salah's situation's coming to a fore over the next few weeks. We'll see if there's going to be a contract extension offer there if Mohamed Salah departs. Then, of course, there's the big question around Virgil van Dijk. What's going to happen with him? He's in the same position as is Trent Alexander-Arnold. So I guess what I'm trying to say here in a kind of long-winded way is we need to be a bit careful that we don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater here. There are some players at the club who probably have come to their natural conclusion. Matip, Thiago, Adrian as an example. I don't know how everybody feels about the 3 contract renewals that are most likely next, which is, of course, Virg, Trent and Salah. But the one that concerns me most isn't so much Diaz, it's Creevy Kelleher. Because I don't think we're going to find a better number 2 than him. So again, as you can see, I've named a load of people there, and there's still more that could be departing. Costas, I would sell in a heartbeat. Tyler Morton, he's going to come back into the fold. Will he make it at Liverpool or not? Fabio Carvalho is going to come back in. That'll be another attacking option, albeit probably in a number 10 role. So what do we do at this point? So my suggestion would be keep the outgoings to a minimum unless a player is angling for a move away or it's a situation where you can't get a contract renewal with somebody and you need to cash in. I'm a little bit on the fence as to what's going to happen with Virgil. I'm not saying I'm on the fence as to what I want to happen. I'm just unsure how this will get handled because, and I've got to be honest about this, I'm not overly fond of him with the captain's armband. I love Virgil at the heart of our defence, but I've never felt like his style is the style of a leader. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Maybe I look at things and think, you know, I want somebody shouty. I want somebody in the ref's face. I want somebody putting in crunching tackles. Maybe I've been spoiled with Steven Gerrard beforehand, but all in all, I think if we were to cash in on Salah, let a couple of players' contracts run down and leave, I think we should have enough money to get Ruben Amorim whatever he thinks he needs to update the squad. And selling Diaz doesn't feel like something I want to happen personally. That's my take on it all. 75 million is a lot of money for us to ask for a player who would have limited options of where to go. Real Madrid are probably going to be looking to sell a winger or two themselves, and they're not going to be at the table for Diaz. Barcelona simply don't have the money for Diaz. So that's where we're kind of at with all of that. I'd love to know how you guys feel about it. Would you take the 75 million or do you think Diaz will or should sign that new deal at the club? One thing I would say is if he does sign a deal at the club, hopefully Papa Diaz shuts up because we get it. You like the idea of your son going to play in Spain. Nobody's trying to take the dream away from him, but it is just a fanciful dream at this point because there's no offer coming from Barcelona. So I like his dad. He looks good fun in and around, but he needs to stop talking about his son departing Liverpool to go elsewhere because the grass isn't always greener and Liverpool Football Club is an outstanding football club. If we could try to get Jared Bowen, said Stargirl, and thank you for your super chat. I think for me, if we were losing Salah and we were playing with wingers, I always loved the idea of Jared Bowen, but not now. Not when West Ham have quoted about £100 million for Bowen. There's no way I can see Liverpool looking to pay that. And what is Bowen age-wise? Heading for 28 as well, I think. 27, I think, at the moment. So yeah, for me, I'm a little bit nervous because I also think we're leaving ourselves a lot of work to do in the summer. Whether it's getting Ruben Amorim in, letting him look and assess the squad. Don't forget we've a new sporting director just with his feet on the table. He's getting to grips with things. The 3 contract extensions. The goodbye to Jurgen Klopp. There's a lot going on in a very condensed summer where we don't have 2 full months to get players sorted because the Euros are on, the Copa America's on. Players need their breaks after the end of the season. So yeah, I think basically in this long-winded way that I've gone about it, I'm just trying to say I don't think that we cash in on Diaz. I think it would just be too much change for my liking in one window. What about Atleti and João Felix? Yeah, look, if Atleti came to the table, I would wonder, yes, would Diaz be interested in that? That's the club I thought maybe most likely to come back for Diaz, or to look at Diaz, because as you said, they have João Felix there at the minute at Barcelona, not really pulling up any trees. They're probably going to look to cash in on him. And I could see Lucho over there in Atleti. I could see him fitting in well in that team, because they've changed how they've played actually in recent times as well. They're a little bit more on the front foot now than they were under the older style of Diego Simeone. And it still baffles me, by the way, that Atletico Madrid could very well be in the semi-final of the Champions League. That a Barcelona team that we're all saying is probably one of the poorest Barcelona teams in recent memory is also close to getting towards the semi-final of a Champions League. And we're struggling to put away Atalanta in the Europa League. These things often at times make me feel a little bit confused about football, because are our perceptions just wrong? Are we up our own backsides looking at Liverpool? Are we looking at things through red-tinted glasses? Yeah, I know this has been a bit of a long segment, by the way, so I do apologise for it, but I really would love to know your thoughts on the Diaz situation. I'm going to go into your comments now.